You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
And welcome back. You are listening to Loudbeard Sports. I am your host, Loudbeard, and with me, as always, except for last week when she was totally ditching out on me, is the best DD in the entire world. Welcome, DD.
Thank you.
I am glad to have you back because sometimes when I go out and like to have a good, refreshing, cold brewski, I like to have someone be able to drive me back home. And guess who that is tonight?
I'm guessing it's me.
It is a 100% DD that's giving me a ride home tonight because I like to enjoy these fresh beverages. But you know what I like a little bit more than enjoying an ice-cold beverage?
What?
Top 5.
Oh, shoot.
All right, so last week I had a Tom Brady top 5. So this week, I'm not going to do that to him. I'm not going to rub salt in the wound.
Do it.
I'm not going to make it any worse.
Do it.
I'm going to give you a top 5 reasons why Philadelphia won the Super Bowl.
Woo, woo, woo. Spoiler alert, unless you haven't seen the Super Bowl or you're living under a rock.
So if you DVR'd the Super Bowl, you're an idiot.
Basically.
It's a live event.
It's a live event.
You watch that shit live. You watch the commercials live. You watch all of it live. You do not DVR the Super Bowl.
No, you do not.
That's right, DD. You do not. Not any way whatsoever. So what was I talking about?
Top 5
That's
reasons.
right. It's the top 5 reasons why the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Woo!
Number 5, Nick Foles.
Yes, that's right.
Number 4, Nick Foles.
Okay.
Number 3, Nick Foles.
All right, I'm seeing a pattern.
Number 2, not Tom Brady. Number 1, Nick Foles.
Wow, you were really unique and original on that one.
That was a really great top 5 brought to you by Loudbeard Sports.
No, that was
the
terrible.
number 1 sports podcast in America, according to Loudbeard.
Yeah, no one else.
Well, okay. Now you just burst my bubble, DD. You always come in with that negative attitude. Where do you get that from? Not me.
You.
Not me. Not me at all. So my top 5 this week was all about Nick Foles, and we are just coming off the historic performance that gave the Philadelphia Eagles their first Super Bowl ever. And that was brought to you by the number 1 guy over in Philly, the backup of greatest epic proportions, and that is Nick Foles.
Woo!
There are only 3 quarterbacks that have ever won a Super Bowl that have started less than 3 games in the regular season. Do you know who those guys are?
Tom Brady.
None of them are Tom Brady. Absolutely none of them. All 3 of them are NFC East quarterbacks. Number 1 being Nick Foles, who had an epic performance this week in the Super Bowl. Number 2 is Jeff Hostetler coming in for the Phil Simms, who is terrible on the NBC broadcasts. And number 3 is the immortal Doug Williams. That is right. Doug Williams, who brought the Washington Redskins back in the 1987 Super Bowl after going behind in the first quarter, and Doug Williams just took off and took control. And Doug Williams, to me, is one of the greatest of all times. And guess what Nick Foles did after his performance yesterday?
He went to Disneyland.
He did go to Disney World.
Or World.
Yeah, the land is out in California.
California. Boom, 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 boom.
Is that a song?
Sing it with me.
No,
Boom, ba-dum,
I am
boom,
not
boom,
singing
boom, boom.
that terrible tune with you, Dee Dee.
California.
No doubt about it.
Heck yeah.
All right, so Dee Dee, there's another song that you like to sing that I'll sing along to, but that might come a little later in the show.
A lot of later, like the end.
A little lot of later in the show.
A little lot of later.
A little lot of later, little lot of later.
Okay, you took it too far.
All right, sorry. That was embarrassing. I want to apologize for everybody listening that I had such a terrible little lot of later.
All right, continue.
All right, so Nick Foles. I like to talk about Nick Foles because, one, the Philadelphia Eagles better show this guy some damn respect because he just brought their team to the first Super Bowl ever for them, and that is a feat that is not easily duplicated. And yes, I understand. I've listened to the so-called experts, the analysts all over sports radio, all over sports television. They keep saying, oh, this is Carson Wentz's team.
No.
But Loudbeard has a hot take like he always likes to have. He likes to talk about things that he feels are justice in the world, and this is a reason why I want to bring this up, because the only justice that can be brought to a man that is representing the city that has a Liberty Bell is give Nick Foles that starting job. He earned it. He won you a Super Bowl. You ship Carson Wentz out. You get whatever value you can for him, and you make Nick Foles your guy because you just won a Super Bowl because of that man right there. He was good for your team 4 years ago. He is a great guy, and I like Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz got injured, and the guy that came in to replace him did what every Philadelphia Eagles fan wanted done over the last 5,000 years, and that is win the damn Super Bowl. And they did it against one of the biggest villains
The villains.
of all times in the National Football League, and that is
League.
the New England Patriots.
Patriots.
So, Dee Dee, before the show, you were telling me that Tom Brady is one of your favorite players. How do you feel after this victory by the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, I never said that.
You said he was sexy and that you wanted to have his babies.
No, he looks like a gopher.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
No.
So he's married to a supermodel,
Yes.
and she's hot and rich.
Correct.
So he must be doing something right.
I don't know what she sees in him, but
You think she just
maybe
likes all that
he has a
jewelry
good-
on his
maybe he has
hands?
a good personality.
Yeah, he's got a great personality.
Crickets.
Or not. All right, so we got to watch the football game together, that super football game,
Oh
the
my
big
God.
game together. What was your thoughts on that, Dee Dee? I think you've got some really great insight you'd like to share with everybody listening.
It was intense. I was scared for my life. My safety was definitely of concern.
And that
It
would
was
be
scary.
because we watched it with some diehard.
Die-hard Eagles fans.
All right, was there a chance that you sat there and thought, I might not make it out alive tonight?
Oh, multiple times. Multiple. I definitely thought I was going to end up with something stuck, something thrown at me, maybe some glass shards in my head or my hand or something. I don't know. I did not think I was making it out of there in one piece.
I was there with you, Dee Dee, and I was actually a little scared for my life at the same time because we were with diehard Philadelphia Eagles fans, and as everybody in the world knows, that Philadelphia fans are more passionate, more crazy, more intense than maybe any other fan base out there in the entire world in any sport.
Yeah, you're telling me.
And so we witnessed this in firsthand, right?
Yeah, we did. With our lives at stake, basically.
There was holes being punched in walls.
No, well, there weren't holes being punched. It was a possibility, but no holes were created.
So the wall was not being punched? Is that what you're saying?
No, the wall was being punched.
Was
but
the wall
holes
being
were not
kicked?
being. Yeah, the wall was being kicked.
Was
the wall
there-
was being kicked. The fireplace was being attacked. The candles were in jeopardy of falling over and burning the house down. There's definitely objects being thrown into the sink and some hand banging on the fireplace, and there was a towel being like thrown around. It was crazy.
A towel being thrown around? That doesn't sound too scary.
Well, it was. I'm pretty sure it was either wet or something, but he was using it as a weapon.
Philadelphia fans, I'm telling you, this is a disclaimer to all of those out there that are listening. You do not try this at home. You do not experience this unless you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan. The safety of little children was at hand, and there was things being thrown around.
Oh yeah, they were for sure in danger, and they were coming down the stairs like trying to see what was going on, and we're like, "Go back upstairs, save yourself."
You know who I was really worried about? The refs.
Oh my
because
god.
there was some
Oh my
F-bombs
God.
being thrown at those refs.
Oh my goodness, you guys don't even want to know what was being said about these refs. I was scared. If that was ever said to me in person, I would probably go home and cry.
So we watched it with some crazy Philadelphia fans, and last week on our live Scout Team Sports show on Wednesday night, we had some live Philadelphia fans that are actually in Philly, and they threatened to burn my house down. Is that kind of crazy?
Yeah, that happened.
That happened.
Yeah.
And then we go to a Super Bowl party at other Philadelphia fans that are here in the city beautiful where we
And their
live.
house actually almost burned down.
And their house did almost burn down. That was a candle in the bathroom when somebody farted too loud and it exploded.
It was because the candle on the fireplace was in jeopardy of falling over.
When there was F-bombs being thrown out at the referees.
It was like they thought the referees could hear them.
You know what, though? I will say, being a lifelong Washington Redskins fan, I remember the last time the Redskins went to the Super Bowl. It was in 1992. How old were you, DD?
I wasn't even born.
That's how long ago it was. So if the Washington Redskins go back to the Super Bowl, I believe I will act like a crazy fool like those Philadelphia Eagles fans. I will be throwing out obscenities left and right. I might be throwing candles. I might be punching holes in walls. I might be doing all of those things.
No, you will not be, because that will not be allowed.
Are you going to hold me back?
Well, I probably won't even be with you.
That was kind of sad. Real sad.
No, not really.
Maybe a little sad?
No, we're moving on.
All right, moving on. So just a little bit about that game. I believe most of America watched the Super Bowl, though I heard that television ratings were down, the lowest ratings they've had since 2009.
I wonder why.
I think part of the problem is that a lot of America is cutting the cable. So a lot of people are just streaming
That's true, like
and they're
Netflix
not.
and everything.
Yeah, you're doing Netflix. You're not watching events live.
No, I agree. Like, if I could, I don't know. I feel like a lot of more people, like you said, are doing that. Just doing the Netflix and the Hulu and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
the
cheaper.
Netflix and the chill. Yeah, they're all doing that.
Well, you took it there.
I did take it there because I'm Loudbeard and I'll take it wherever I want to take it, DD. Don't be trying to hold me back. Don't be trying to get on my show and making me feel like I can't go there.
Well, I stand corrected.
All right, so a lot of people, they Netflix and chill, so they are not watching the Super Bowl live. Maybe they're going over friends' houses, so you got one rating at one house and you have 50 people there or 20 people, and so then it looks like the ratings are down.
Yeah, I feel like that happened too, because, like, Super Bowl parties.
In the NFL, the popularity did take a big hit this year. They have all that political stance with everybody.
Everything is political.
Everything.
Nowadays. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't even go, like, sharpen my pencil without it being political.
That's right. Donald Trump does not approve of you sharpening your pencil.
Apparently.
He said that on a tweet.
Well, I don't think that was.
There was actually some prop bets out there on how many times Donald Trump would tweet during the Super Bowl.
How many times did he?
I have no idea because I was watching the damn game. I wasn't on Twitter all night like you.
I was not. I was cowering in the corner.
Because you were scared that
Because
something
I
was
was
going to
trying
get
to
thrown
keep
at you.
myself safe.
We should have got you a helmet.
Yeah, that would have been appreciated.
So the game itself was an epic battle between two really, really good teams. You had the New England Patriots, who a lot of Americans did not feel good about rooting for. And then you have the Philadelphia Eagles, who their fans have gone out and thrown full beer bottles at other fans' heads, gotten in fights, said terrible things,
Causing a bad rep.
burned down cities, jumped on greasy poles, and have done all those things. So now you've got two teams that are both possibly equally hated, with New England maybe with a slight edge. So maybe that had something to do with the ratings. But when it came down to it, when these guys are on the field, it was an epic battle. You got to see the brilliance of Nick Foles. You got to see the brilliance of the Philadelphia Eagles. Their defense struggled. The New England Patriots defense struggled. But you got to see an offensive battle that was one that was of epic proportion. It was like Titans going at it in a battle as gladiators. At the very end, I think everybody could say that their breath was being held because Tom Brady had the ball in his hand.
Oh, yeah, with a lot of time. Well,
Enough
it was
time
enough
left.
Enough time for him to do something.
But Brandon Graham for the Philadelphia Eagles defense, they don't get a single sack all game, and he comes in the last fleeting moments of the game, at least last fleeting minutes of the game, and gets a crucial strip sack. That strip sack.
I was surprised that they didn't call that like a flag or something.
Well, usually the Patriots get a flag thrown their way.
I know. That's why I was surprised. I was very surprised.
I've never seen a team in the playoffs that have that few penalties. And I know that Patriots fans out there in the world are going to say, hey, guess what? These guys, they're so good, they never get a penalty. But
there was obvious pass interferences. I'm sorry, but there was. And there was no flag. But I don't even know. There's a flag called on the Eagles. I don't know what for. Help me out here.
There was a couple situations where the Eagles would get like a defensive holding and it would go against the Eagles. It would help out Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't need any more help. Tom Brady, and I'm going to hate on the Patriots as much as possible, but there is one thing that I have to say that I cannot hate on the man for, and that is he is the greatest of all time at the quarterback position. Maybe the greatest of all time at any position. Maybe he is just the GOAT, and we could just call him the GOAT. But Tom Brady, much respect to you, sir. Being able to win 5 Super Bowl rings, going to 8 Super Bowls, and being the man, I have to give it to you.
How old is he? 40?
He's 40 years old, winning the MVP of the league at 40 years old.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. So the man is the GOAT. And I will give him that. But to see him be dethroned by the Eagles was a feat. And you get to see Tom Brady making a comeback at the very end, even after that strip sack. Even then,
it was close.
The Eagles get that field goal, and Tom Brady gets the ball back. He's got some 40-something seconds left. He gets it. He's got a 4th and 10 that he converts. He's making plays. And finally, you go Hail Mary at the very end. You throw it to the big man, Rob Gronkowski, the party animal himself, and the ball is up. It gets batted around. It gets on the ground. End of the game. No more seconds left. The Philadelphia Eagles win that Super Bowl ring that has eluded them for so many years, and they finally are back to that promised land after, I think the last championship they won was 1960, before they even called it a Super Bowl.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it, Dee Dee?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, Dee Dee. There's a few things that are important in life, and one of them is winning Super Bowls. The other one is being an Eagles fan, and I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm a Redskins fan, but I was an Eagles fan for this playoff run. At the very beginning of the playoffs, I said I was going to pick an NFC team and an AFC team. My NFC team was the Philadelphia Eagles. My AFC team was the Jacksonville Jaguars, who should have been there also. Barely escaped alive when Tom Brady came to town and took it to him. And so Tom Brady ended up going into the playoffs, into the Super Bowl, and I was a temporary Philadelphia Eagles fan. So congratulations to the Eagles. But with all of that being said, I do have to say there's a few things out there that are more important than just talking about the Super Bowl.
What is that?
Beard. Baby face.
Oh, wow. That was awful.
You like that, Dee Dee. I like it when you like things like that because that means I'm doing a good job. Just give me a kudos right now.
Cricket. Cricket.
Say I'm doing a good job, Dee Dee.
Cricket. Cricket.
All right, Dee Dee, you're going to be replaced next week by KB. Just wait for it.
Cricket. Cricket.
So our beard for tonight has got to be Matt Patricia, defensive coordinator of the New England Patriots. And Matt Patricia, he's been the defensive coordinator for the Patriots for the last 6 years.
Patricia.
The dude has a seriously wicked beard. And after the Super Bowl, he was named the head coach of the Detroit Lions. So that is really good for you, sir. I want to give you a congratulations. You are my beard of the week because not only did you have a defense that was burned all year long, especially the first 4 games of the year, You pulled it together towards the end, but in the Super Bowl, you have a quarterback on the offensive side that that has over
That scores.
500 yards of offense. Your offense cannot be stopped. You think your defense just needs to make 1 or 2 small stops, and your offense will do the rest. Matt Patricia, you are my beard of the week because your defense lost the Super Bowl, but you, sir, got a promotion and are now the head coach of the Detroit Lions. I like you because you have a damn sexy beard, and men with sexy beards are something that Dee Dee always likes to talk about.
No, I do not like facial hair. No, that's a no-go.
Beards are sexy, Dee Dee.
No, they're not.
All right, so now we've got to talk about the baby face of the week.
Babyface.
All right, Dee Dee. Usually you're my baby face of the week, but I don't want to get trite. I don't want to get it stale. I don't want this show to be something that people tune
Stale
out.
like a saltine cracker.
I want this to be something that is special. So I'm going to pick Nick Foles.
Oh my God!
I
Could have
can't-
seen that one coming.
I can't talk about this guy enough. I mean, this guy,
Someone
he's
needs
done
to
so many
shut you
good
up.
things.
Gosh, get up on your soapbox.
I mean, I don't even have any, bias towards the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, I guess maybe I do a little bit, but I wanted to say one more time, the baby face of the week was Nick Foles because of that epic performance in the Super Bowl.
What about Zach Ertz?
Zertz?
Yeah.
Zertz did a fantastic job. You know what? Running down the list, you have Jay Ajayi, who runs for over 70 yards. You have LeGarrette Blount, who runs for like 90 yards in a TD. You have Alshon Jeffrey, 3 receptions and a touchdown. You have Nelson Aguilar, over 9 receptions, I believe. I don't have it in front of me. The fax machine is not working tonight. You have a dynamic all-around offense that spread the ball around and dissected the Patriots defense with the captain at the helm being Nick Foles.
Yep. I like Ertz because his wife is
Sexy?
because she's on the U.S. women's soccer national team, something like that.
Is her name Sydney Leroux?
No.
All right, so I'm glad you brought up Sydney
Julie
Leroux.
Ertz.
It's actually Julie Johnson.
Well,
Ertz.
no, not anymore. On her jersey, it says Ertz.
Oh, I like that. Julie
Come
Johnson, U.S. women's national team. Also the wife of Zach Ertz, also known as Zertz.
Also known as the teammate of Sydney Leroux,
Sydney-
Alex Morgan, Sydney Pugh. I could go on and on.
I do want to mention Sydney Leroux made a really great decision in the last few weeks.
It's not Sydney Pugh. It's Mal Pugh.
Yeah, good luck with that. So Sydney Leroux, who is a good fan of the show, she lives locally here in Central Florida. She listens every week. We're going to get her to call in one of these weeks, but she has decided to come to the Orlando Pride. And again, Dee Dee and Loudbeard are from the City Beautiful. We are broadcasting live from Orlando, where Nick Foles has come to Disney World today.
Yeah, that happened.
And Sydney Leroux has come to play soccer here.
Well, that's no surprise.
And the Orlando Magic have been the worst team in the NBA over the last 5 years.
Well, that's a given.
They are like the Cleveland Browns of the NBA.
Yes, that's true.
And they are tanking in a way that has never been that good before. They are tanking to the point where they are actually the last team in the NBA, and they could get that top NBA draft pick. And as we speak, there are some studs out there. You like the word studs when I say that?
No.
Okay, you told me that before. I'm going to keep saying it. And there's a lot of studs out there in college basketball. And one of them is Trae Young, who is playing tonight. His Oklahoma team is playing West Virginia. They are at the 12th ranking right now, but he is carrying that team on his back.
West Virginia.
Mountain Mama,
No, isn't that a song?
take me home.
Wait.
Them country roads.
How does it go? Take me home.
Them country roads.
No. What was that movie you were watching that had that song in it?
No,
No.
no, that was Damn it, Dee Dee, you put me on the spot.
Oh my
It was the
God.
Golden Circle.
No.
But it was the Secret Service, the
Something like
Kingsman.
that.
Kingsman
Kingsman.
Secret Service.
Yes.
We worked on it together with our powers combined, DD. We are Captain Planet. And I guess that didn't go over well. You're too young to remember
no,
Captain
I don't even
Planet.
know who that is.
Captain Planet was one of the greatest cartoon television shows I have ever seen. It should be brought back. If you ever YouTube it, there is a Don Cheadle spoof of Captain Planet, which
You know
is
what show
fantastic.
I like? Jim.
She's truly outrageous. Jim! All right, so I just like to have a beer of the week. So while I'm sitting here spitting out sports facts with my best friend and designated driver, DD, I'm drinking myself an Adirondack Easy Hike Session IPA. It's from the Adirondack Brewery, which is based out of New York, Lake George, New York, and this is a very smooth IPA.
I think it's pronounced Adirondack.
Okay, well, I'm spelling it like I want to, saying it how I want to say it, but thanks for correcting me.
You're
Now the
welcome.
millions of fans listening out there on Loudbeard Sports, they're listening right now to us. They are listening at 12ouncesportsradio.com, on TuneIn at the 12 Ounce Sports Radio, or they're checking us out on iTunes, or they're playing with their microphone while Loudbeard is speaking like
Sorry,
DD.
it was falling out.
It is not cool, man.
Well,
It is not
Awkward.
cool, man.
awkward.
And so I am drinking my ice cold, refreshing beer. I am listening to DD play with her microphone, and I am thinking about what great talent the NBA will have when the Orlando Magic finally draft somebody that will stick around, not like Shaq, not like Dwight Howard. We need Trae Young. We need Marvin Bagley Jr. We need one of these guys to be the best NBA player of all time so we can enjoy what we really need to enjoy. And that is not just watching the NBA, but also listening to
I don't know even what you're talking about.
dad jokes.
No, it's too early.
It's never too early,
You're throwing
Dee Dee.
off my groove.
You got The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, that's a good movie. I like that movie.
Hold on, Dee Dee. Real quick, I just need to.
That's disgusting. I don't ever want to hear that again.
All right, sorry about that. I just had a little accident in my pants, and while I'm going to clean that up, I think it would be the perfect time for Dee Dee to break out with the...
Dad jokes. In the middle of the street. Dad jokes. In the paint aisle of Home Depot. Dad jokes. In the garden section at Lowe's. Dad jokes. Yeah.
Woo! Dee Dee. Spitting those rhymes.
Yeah, just call me Eminem.
No, I won't do that. I will not. I refuse
That's
to.
the only rapper that popped up in my mind. My mind went blank.
All right.
I know more rappers, I promise.
All right, what do you got for us, dad jokes?
All right, number 1. What do you call a happy farmer?
I don't know. What do you call a happy farmer?
A jolly rancher. Number 2. Did you hear about the Italian chef that died? He passed away.
That was a good one. Good job there.
Thanks. Number 3. The marijuana farmer saw 2 cows walk into his field of pot. The stakes have never been higher, he thought to himself.
Oh.
No,
Yes, that's...
that's a good one.
No, you don't
There
get
we go.
laughter. You don't get laughter.
I give it to
After
myself.
that cheese ball, corny, no good for nothing, you don't get laughter. So as I said, this is Loudbeard Sports. I am your host, Loudbeard, and you can catch me on Twitter at Loudbeard Sports or at Kyle Scout Team. We are part of the Scout Team Radio Network. You can always catch me at our regular show Wednesday nights live, the Scout Team Sports Show, 7:30 to 9 o'clock every Wednesday night with my fellow co-hosts
Who
at
aspire to be like me.
Chris America at Chris Scout Team on Twitter, and the man with the golden mic at Mac Scout Team on Twitter. You can also hit us up on the Instagram at Loudbeard Sports or at Scout Team Radio.
On the Insta.
And on Facebook at Scout Team Radio. And if you ever want to hit up Dee Dee.
No.
She's invisible. She's a ghost.
I'm
You can't
invisible.
ever find her anywhere. But listen to
I'm
us.
always watching, but you can never see me.
12-ounce Sports Radio or on iTunes. Search Loudbeard Sports. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening in tonight. This has been a great show. I love having my Dee Dee back. Thank you, Dee Dee.
You're welcome. Wait, you're welcome. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Throw a little Moana in there.
I like it. I like
Spicing
it.
things
I
up.
like it.
Keep
Guess
it
what,
PG.
Dee Dee? This scout is out.